Song is still searching the database for information on the Luna project, but every file relating to the case is classified. The captain summons everyone to a basement doorway a little time later. They are taken aback when they saw greenery coming out of the passage. The company recognizes that this is a fantastic find and is anxious to learn more about it. The troops E1 and E2 offer to be the first to go down, and the captain agrees. They are followed by the remainder of the gang after they have made sure the area is safe. The vegetation initially astounds them, leaving them perplexed as to what has allowed life on the moon to flourish. Then they walk into a room filled with moon water capsules. One of the capsules has ruptured, and the small amount of sample water inside appears to have triggered the entire vegetation to expand. The plants produced oxygen and created their own habitat. The planet may return to its natural form if humans use lunar water appropriately, although it is evident that they cannot control its effects at this time. The commander directs the crew to begin the retrieval operation, which is the mission's principal goal. After seeing what the capsules can do to humans, they are extra cautious when handling them. Everything goes according to plan until E1 is attacked by a swift beast. Song and the captain notice this, but due to the enemy's speed, their eyes are unable to capture it. The captain rushes to save E1 but comes to a halt as he realizes his hand has been severed. The beast ripped E1's arm because he was holding a capsule of lunar water, it turns out. Others threaten the beast with their weapons, threatening it to come to a halt. A soldier fires a shot at her, causing her to flee while the others trail behind. Song and the captain finally get a good look at the monster and discover she is a young girl with superhuman abilities. Her eyes roll back quickly and she has a bizarre organ behind her ears that looks like gills. It's as though she's evolved to cope with the lunar environment. The crew tries to apprehend her, but she flees, shattering a capsule in the process. The water in the capsule begins to spread, threatening to take over all of them, much to everyone's amazement. The captain places their safety first and asks everyone to exit the basement as soon as possible. They don't bother bringing the injured crew member outside because he's already dead. Ryu takes the case of moon water they had gathered. Before following the others, he notices that the rest of the water supply is turning crimson. This means that the only way to preserve the planet today is to drink the water inside the case. After everyone has left the basement, the water spreads and submerges the dead body, causing the entire basement to flood at the same time. Outside, Dr. Hong notices that E2 was injured earlier while attempting to combat the small girl. They rush him to the hospital, where they discover that his lungs have been ruptured, necessitating rapid surgery. Dr. Hong's presence gives the group confidence because she has been trained to deal with such scenarios. When they don't match E2's blood type, though, problems develop. Ryu saves a life by offering his blood in the end. When things have calmed down, the crew gathers to discuss the monster girl who murdered E1. Because she has definitely been living in the Balhi base for a long time, Song theorizes that the girl must regard them as intruders. Furthermore, she was hunting for lunar water, which could indicate that she is attempting to prevent them from stealing what is rightfully hers. The only probable explanation for how she wound up in the base is that she was a survivor of the Balhi disaster 5 years ago. A little while later, the captain is on the phone with SAA. Choi is overjoyed that they have control of the water, but he demands that the captain execute the intruder as soon as possible. He claims the invader resembled a toddler who had survived the toxins 5 years before. Choi, on the other hand, refuses to accept him, claiming that the boy could be a thief from another country attempting to derail the operation. She says she'll provide the backup as soon as she can. We see a picture of her and the monstrous girl appear on her screen shortly after the call. This indicates that she is familiar with the girl before to the expedition and is concealing something from the captain. On the other hand, the captain believes his moral problem is getting in the way of the mission. After that, he meets Song, who intends to obtain knowledge on the lunar water project from the secret data storage facility. Because he doesn't want to endanger any more lives, the captain is initially doubtful. Song then says that they can't transport the water to Earth until they're certain it's safe. He authorizes her and Dr. Hong to go to the secret data unit after he considers her comment. Dr. Hong assigns Ryu the task of staying with the injured until he is dispatched to another location. When Ryu is alone, he receives a text from someone on Earth inquiring if the sample water has been obtained. The fact that he is a corporate spy assigned to derail the expedition and acquire the capsules for the same entity that appointed Jisoo is subsequently exposed. His next orders are to eliminate the crew members and deliver the sample to the backup group that will be bringing him back to Earth. In the meantime, the captain and the rest of the crew are on the lookout for the small girl. They proceed through vents and shafts, presuming she has been utilizing them to navigate the base. They eventually arrive at a hallway not on the map and discover that it connects to all of the others, making a maze-like structure. Dr. Hong and Song, who work in the data section, are also present. They download information on the project via a higher-level card. While it's downloading, Hong inquires about Song's sister. Song is upset about the subject because she died in the Balhi base 5 years ago. Nonetheless, she admits that she had no idea her sister worked here until she learned of her death. Song did not pick up her sister's final phone call since they had grown apart over the years. It's still her worst regret in life. The data is downloaded by the time she finishes narrating the story, but none of it has any information regarding the Luna project. It's evident that someone destroyed anything relating to it on purpose. Meanwhile, Ryu gathers the last remaining moon water capsules with the goal of stealing them. Song catches him red-handed, but he tries to get away with it by fabricating a story. He must, however, return the capsules to the freezer at some point. The small girl appears at the lab door all of a sudden. The ladies move aside as Ryu points his gun at her. The captain and the rest of the crew are promptly notified. Song intends to approach the girl with caution, but Ryu shoots her in the head, sending her on a rampage. Song abruptly stops everyone in their tracks and asks them to leave the girl with her. She notices the youngster inspecting the capsule and attempts to gain her trust by handing it out. The strategy succeeds, and the girl relaxes. They're interrupted once more when Ryu fires a shot at her, causing the capsule to break. In the process, the girl is also shot. Her gills open and close frequently as she struggles on the table. The girl surprises everyone just when the crew believes she's going to die. Her wound heals quickly, and she regains her strength. She dashes away from the crew through the ceiling shaft, leaving them perplexed. Following the incident, they return the remaining capsules to the refrigerator for safekeeping. Song is chastised by the captain for being dumb and endangering everyone's lives. Song, on the other hand, claims that the girl is their only hope of discovering a technique to manage lunar water because she is the only one who is resistant to it. Rather than attempting to kill her, they must gain her trust or capture her. The rest of the group agrees and devises a plan to keep the girl under control. They decide to bait her by placing a capsule in the corridor and closing the doors. Hong takes Ryu's temperature and discovers that he has a fever. This provides him another excuse to stay at the infirmary while the rest of the base is working on the other side. He's determined to kill everybody who gets in his way this time. The captain is on the phone with Mr. Kim, the chief of Resource Group, somewhere else. He has faith in the man and asks him everything there is to know about the Balhi base. When Choi shut it down 5 years ago, there was someone who objected to her orders, Kim says. The captain wants him to go into more detail, but Mr. Kim requests that he speak with Song instead. Following the call, Kim visits the captain's daughter, who is not improving. Kim has pledged to take care of her and is doing everything he can to honor his word to the captain. Many poor individuals are battling and sobbing for a single drop of water outside the water delivery station. Back on the lunar base, the crew devises a complex plot to apprehend the young girl. Song stands in the middle of a corridor, holding a capsule, waiting for her to enter. From one side of the corridor, the captain is keeping a careful eye on her, while 2 more guys are on the other. Ryu is busy collecting the capsules for the second time while they wait for the girl. He walks away with them, but he too regains consciousness at the same time. Despite his injuries, he goes to check the refrigerator and discovers the capsules are missing. When Ryu reappears and shoots him dead, he is preparing to contact the captain. Dr. Hong arrives at the infirmary later and discovers Ryu and E2 missing. She tells the captain via a device, but he must concentrate on the plan's implementation before the disappearance.